Do you know what kills productivity faster than anything else? One team waiting on another team. I've watched companies hire more people and somehow ship less because everyone is stuck in this endless cycle of dependencies. Now, what if I told you there is a way to design your organization so your teams can actually get shit done instead of spending half their day in coordination and meetings? So today I'll be discussing Team Topologies and how it can help you build better products and better teams. Team Topologies is one of many practices I recommend as part of Ship It, a catalog of solutions that help you build the right products the right way. You can find other cards like this one on shipit.cards. Hello everyone, my name is Piotr. I'm a CTO, CPO with 20 years of experience building great products and great teams in tech companies. I actually started as an engineer, but quickly found myself designing organizations. Now let me tell you, I've made my share of mistakes. When you're scaling a company, there's no manual that tells you exactly how to structure teams for maximum effectiveness. What drives me crazy is watching everyone mindlessly copy the Spotify model, Save, Scrum, without understanding why or what problem they're trying to solve. It's cargo cult thinking at its worst. I've seen executives burn millions implementing frameworks that worked for other companies without considering their own context. They grab playbooks from successful companies without grasping the principles, and then wonder why they don't get the same results. Well, go figure. Here's the hard truth. Most team structures evolve accidentally rather than intentionally. They're shaped by historical accidents, personalities, politics, and temporal crises that somehow become permanent. And I will take an intentionally designed organization over an accidental one any day, even if the design isn't perfect. While everyone was frantically reorganizing their org charts every 6 months, Team Topologies offered something different. It's a coherent system for thinking about how teams should work together. I've used it to turn around multiple failing delivery organizations. Now, the brilliance isn't in complex frameworks, but in a laser focus on reducing dependencies and respecting the cognitive limits. Let's talk about the real cost of poor organizational design. Most leaders drastically underestimate the cost of poor organizational design. Think about the last time you waited for someone to proceed with work. Now, multiply it by the number of days and people affected. You're burning millions, often billions of dollars due to people sitting idle. But it's not just about money. I've watched talented engineers become cynical and burned out after years of fighting bureaucratic structures designed by people who have never shipped anything meaningful. They join companies to build things, not attend coordination meetings and file permission tickets. Your best people will leave if they spend more time navigating organizational complexity than solving customer problems. And the ones who will stay become increasingly disengaged. I've seen what happens to high performers in poorly designed organizations, and the pattern is clear. They either leave or become mediocre. Your 10x engineers become 0.5x engineers when they spend most of their day navigating absurd approval processes. The real tragedy isn't just losing your best people. It's that they tell everyone they know not to work for you. And your organizational dysfunction becomes your employment brand. So let's talk Team Topologies, basics, and beyond the basics. Most people who've heard of Team Topologies fixate on the 4 team types and 3 interaction modes. They're important, but implementing them without understanding the underlying principles is like flying an airplane after playing a few hours on Microsoft Flight Simulator. So let me quickly cover the basics. The 4 team types are streamlined teams that deliver direct value to customers along a value stream. They own the product outcomes. The second team type are platform teams. They create services that accelerate streamlined teams by removing complexity. The third type is enabling teams. They enable capabilities in other teams and then move on. The fourth type are complicated subsystem teams that handle complex components requiring specialist knowledge. These are the 4 types. Now let's focus on 3 interaction modes. First, collaboration, working closely together, high bandwidth, high cost. Second, X as a service, consuming or providing with minimal interaction, low cost, clear boundaries. And the third, facilitating, helping remove obstacles, temporary and focused. Applied thoughtfully, these team types and interaction modes can transform your organization. Unfortunately, most places treat them as a simple categorization exercise. Oh, your platform team now, you're streamlined, without addressing the fundamentals patterns of work. When leaders check the Team Topologies implemented box without doing the hard work, they make real change even harder. It's organizational theater at its worst. Let's talk how to avoid this. 9 principles that actually matter. Don't be fooled by pretty diagrams of team types. That's just the surface. The real power lies in these 9 principles. Number 1, focus on flow, not structure. Flow is how quickly work moves from idea to customer value without getting stuck. Structure only matters if it helps ideas become reality faster. I've seen perfectly designed org charts produce nothing but meetings and documentation. Number 2, high trust is non-negotiable. Trust shouldn't just be a corporate buzzword. It's the foundation everything else relies on. Low trust environment build excessive documentation and wasteful defensive processes that slow everyone down. Number 3, keep teams together. I'll take a team that's worked together for years over a newly assembled group of rock stars any day of the week. Stable teams develop shared context that dramatically accelerates delivery. Number 4, respect cognitive limits. Teams can only handle so much complexity before breaking down. Each new tool, new responsibility or domain taxes their mental bandwidth. Competent teams become ineffective when leaders keep adding to their plate without taking anything away. Number 5, make changes small and safe. Teams that can ship small improvements daily will always beat teams making big, risky releases quarterly. This applies to both product changes and team adjustments. Number 6, connect teams directly to customers. Many teams never talk to the people using their products. They receive directives filtered through the layers of management. Teams with direct customer contact make better decisions faster because they understand the real problems. Number 7, embrace complexity and don't fight it. Modern software systems are too complex for perfect prediction. Organizations create enormous energy fighting this reality instead of designing for adaptability. Like Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan until get punched in the face. Number 8, foster continuous discovery. Great ideas don't come from a fancy offsites or executive brainstorms. They come from the teams that have time to experiment. When you crush teams with endless backlogs, they stop innovating and mindlessly crunch tasks. And you don't want that. Number 9, eliminate team dependencies. Nothing kills productivity faster than one team waiting on another. Most companies obsess over making individual teams more efficient while ignoring the massive delays between the teams. What works and what doesn't work. Now let me tell you what separates organizations that succeed with team topologies from those that fail miserably. Long-term commitment. This isn't a 90-day transformation. If you want quick fixes, hire another consulting firm to sell empty promises and return here for "I told you so." Team topologies takes months to show initial results and years to implement fully. Many small changes. Forget the big bang reorganization. It fails every time. The organizations that win make dozens of small changes that add up to significant improvement. Next one, the technical foundations. Your organizational design can't outrun your technical depth. Without good engineering practices, your teams will still move painfully slow regardless of the structure. Stable team ownership. Teams must own their products for the long haul. Constantly shuffling who owns what destroys knowledge and accountability. Knowledge sharing. Information has to flow across team boundaries, or you're just creating new silos. Psychological safety. Teams won't take risks or suggest improvements if they're afraid of being punished. The best indicator of success is how teams respond when things go wrong. I messed up many times as an executive, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Getting to the conclusion. The organizations I've seen succeed with Team Topologies share one trait. They commit to the journey and they don't expect overnight transformation. They start small, show results, and gradually expand. Team Topologies isn't a silver bullet. It's an approach for thinking clearly about how work flows through your organization. Applied with intelligence and patience, it's the most effective way to build organizations that deliver consistently without burning out that I have found. Most organizations will continue plugging along with broken structures, wondering why they can't keep up with more nimble competitors. Smart ones will recognize that how they organize their teams is as important as which technology they use or what products they build. Which organization will you be? If you found this valuable, check out shipit.cards for more practices like this one. I've packed the Team Topologies card with detailed step-by-step implementation instructions and ready-to-use templates that you can start applying today. Head over to shipit.cards right now to access the full Team Topologies guide, including the Evolving Topologies board template and concrete implementation steps to transform your organization. Drop your questions in the comments, especially if you're struggling with team dependencies or organizational design. I read every comment and I'm always looking for new topics to cover. And I will see you in the next one.